What's up, guys? Crane here from LogicLounge.com. Now, instead of having a review video this week, we're going to talk about some news this week, particularly pertaining to Google+. Today, they released a new layout that I wanted to give my opinions on because it's really a step in the wrong direction for Google with Google+. And one of the biggest things is the layout. And as you can see here, they have vastly changed their layout, and I think it's for the worst. For them, and it may seem all right now. I mean, it looks fine, but there are some issues with it. It may look all nice and tidy now. You have your menu here on the left-hand side. You have your stream here in the center, and over here on the right, you do have chat, which is nice, and you can chat easily with people. I do have it signed out right now to protect my contacts' privacy, but you would have the chat there. You can open up chat. You can start chats with anybody who's in your contact list. And this is a profile layout. You can see my big picture here with the smaller pictures and the information and people I've circled and my stream. And it looks nice. It looks all right. There's some things that aren't very good, which is like how videos embed. It just doesn't look very good to me, as well as pictures as well. Here I'm trying to find a picture here. Pictures not looking too hot. They look kind of ugly and not all there, and so it's hard to really to do anything about that with Google. But there are some goods and some bads to this, and one of the worst things that Google could do is this. And let me full screen my window here. So let's say I wanted to view Google Plus in full screen. So here it is in full screen. Look on the right hand side there. There's tons of white space. Everything is pushed over to the left, and there's just a gigantic white space there. And that doesn't look very good, does it? I don't think so. It's just gigantic and white, and there's nothing to do there. And for people with larger screens like I do, it doesn't work, and it sucks, unfortunately. And there have been mixed concerns about it, and to me, I'm not fond of this big white space. I liked their old design better. Now, if I go back here and I put it back to the size that I usually have it looks fine and it works well. And there's relatively no white space, but everything is pushed over to the left-hand side, which does kind of suck. Another thing that kind of irks me is the way that posts are laid out. If you can see here on my profile, my posts, they kind of all flow together. My eyes don't know where to go, and I'm always looking around Google Plus, and I don't know where to look at. I don't know what to do, and it just confuses me. And I'm not saying it as like a point of me being confused, but a point of my eyes, their natural directions. They don't know where to go. There's no focused in spot on where to go, and it doesn't work very well. So it could be improved as everything. And if I go here, you have this whole menu on the left-hand side, and you can customize this menu. You can drag and drop icons, and you can put them anywhere where you want. So let's say I only want to focus on home, profile, hangouts, and my circles. I don't want anything else. Well, I can take this icon and I can drag it, over the more, and it'll disappear. Now, if I want to access these later, I just hover over more, and I can take whatever I want. So let's say I wanted pages to come back. I can come back and drag it wherever I want. So I can customize my experience, which is good. And I like how I can customize my experience. One of the things I do like is I can easily get to pages better. You can see here I can quickly browse over to the LogicLounge Google Plus page easily, and I can switch to it. You couldn't be able to do that with Google, with the older Google Plus easily. You'd have to go to your profile, select the user, and it just got into a harebrained mess. So now that's easier, and I do appreciate that. And like anything, there are things to appreciate and things to not appreciate. Just like Facebook when they had timeline. I love timeline, and I like that change. It flows better when you're looking through things. But a change like Google Plus is not very good. They have a lot of things to change. One of the biggest things to change is, let's say you need to give feedback. So you want to comment on how this looks. And so where's the feedback button? They usually have a feedback button over here in the bottom right, and it can be confusing on where to find it. And you gotta go to home, click on the gear icon, and send feedback, which is the same. You can type in a short description on what's different, what you find broken. And I encourage all of you to go to Google Plus, click the leave feedback, and say that you want that white space gone, because it's annoying. And I don't think anybody else, a lot of people agree with me, but a lot of people say, I like it. It's white space. I can do stuff with white space. You can't do anything with white space. White space shouldn't be there. And for an application like Google Plus, they should be maximizing their space. But again, I do have to give them credit. I'm not just bashing Google Plus, because I do think that there's strengths and weaknesses to the new design. As right here, what's trending on Google Plus, I can see easily what's trending on Google Plus without having to go to the what's hot section and to search around. It's right there. I like that. I like how I can see active Google Plus Hangouts, inviting friends, people I may like, and that's good. I like that. Another thing that's changed that we'll take a look at is the Hangouts. They've changed their Hangouts immensely, which they're very different from how they first started. So now Hangouts is this nice grid design. You can see people who are on right now. So I can see Matt, Ryan, Chris Perello, Kevin Che. They're all on, and they might be available for a Hangout. So what I could do is, let's say I wanted to invite Matt. I can click his name, and it'll add him to the list. And when I start the Hangout, it'll invite them to the Hangout. So I can do that. You can also, only do specific circles. You can even add telephone numbers. So if you had, it uses Google Voice. So if you do have a Google Voice account, you can call people free from the US and Canada from Google Plus Hangouts. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. That's been a feature for a while. I can see active Hangouts, so I can still see this one active Hangouts going. They still have Hangouts with extras available, as well as something with me is I have access to public broadcasting, and I'm able to publicly broadcast live Hangouts. And its new design is better, and I will agree with them that their new design is better. One of the things with the Google Plus Hangouts, and if I can open it up real quick, is the ability to publicly broadcast, but not only have it broadcast to Google Plus, but also broadcast to YouTube. And that's a feature only for select beta members at this time, but that will be expanding in the future. And I think that's a nice step too, to be able to broadcast on YouTube as well as Google Plus, because a lot of people aren't on Google Plus right now, and it's nice to bring in your YouTube traffic as well. Overall, again, it looks great, it feels great, but it could be improved. White space could be improved. Layout could be better. For me, it looks very boring because they chose a white and gray, kind of like a lightest gray background. And I feel like they could add a little bit more color there, or make colors darker, just to emphasize a little bit more as they're going around. And it'll make it a nice way for everybody to view and be focused on a specific article. Like if I really wanted to stay focused on this post right here, it's hard because it's white and it blends in. And if it was a little bit darker, I'm not saying like too dark, but just a little bit darker, I might be able to focus on it a little bit more without my eyes wanting to wander around, especially with something as light as that. So give it a try. Tell me what you think in the comments below of what you think of Google Plus and the new layout of Google Plus. Tell me if you like it, tell me if you don't, and let us know. So maybe if a Google Plus developer is watching this, they can take our feedback and go make Google Plus even better, because I do love Google Plus. It's probably one of the most trafficked places that I am on a daily basis besides YouTube and Twitter. I'm on Google Plus more than Facebook, and that's a big step for me and everyone else. And even Google Plus, who's trying to become in the social market. So check it out. Tell me what you think. If you have any questions for me, email me, Creighton@LogicLounge.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, all under the username of LogicLounge. So until our next video, we'll see you guys later.